Danica Lorer, and this is Lit Happens, your celebration of the literary arts here in Saskatchewan. Today I'm very pleased to welcome Carrie Rigby-Wilcox. Now Carrie promotes literacy for all ages. She's the author and illustrator of books for children. Her latest title is Libraries and Books and Words. Oh my. Carrie, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So you have a lot of books out now, and it hasn't been a very long time since you published your first book.
No.
So how long is this journey? And tell me a little bit about this writing journey for you.
Well, actually, it is a 10-year journey, but it was for me right away. For the first book was just to figure out how to be an author and an illustrator and a self-publisher and figure out all that stuff. And so I was really gifted. I was living in Saskatoon at the time, and I was always going to the Carlisle King Library. And that's where I got all my resources to become a self-publisher, an illustrator, and an author. And so using my library card, I learned how to do all of this. Had a few fines on my card, but so all the knowledge was there, and so then I just kind of figured out how to do it, which then my true passion was to get my Mommy Couldn't Read book out. That was the one I wanted to do. So I wanted to make all my mistakes and everything with my 10 little ladybugs in my jar. I wanted to figure out how to do that and do that trial basis, but because I wanted my Mommy Couldn't Read to come out.
And so the first book is The Ladybugs?
Yeah, the first book is The Ladybug.
And so My Mommy Couldn't Read is your second
Yeah.
book. And so your books tell their stories, but they also tell your story.
Yes. So My Mommy Couldn't Read is actually basically my biography. And then My Daddy Couldn't Read it's still my story, but from a male perspective, because when I go out and talk to adult learners, so realistically, there's statistics that 42% of Canadians have low literacy, and I happen to fall into that 42% of Canadians. So I was someone that struggled with literacy issues, and I struggled with reading and writing. And so in my life, I found a tutor, and so my tutor gifted me with the words, and learning how to read has brought me to wanting to share my story, because once I found out that there was 42% of Canadians had low literacy, I was devastated. I was, yay, there's 42% of Canadians exactly like me out there. I was happy, but when the reality hit was that I wasn't alone. And 42% of Canadians is a lot of people. And so because I was in, kind of by myself and scared, not really talking about my issue, that I realized a lot of people were exactly the same way, and they were scared. And a lot of the classes that I go to, men always come up to me and they would always say, well, your story, your mommy book is exactly like mine. And so that's really, I wanted to do one for the men.
And so you're writing for children, but the stories resonate with the whole family.
Well, and they do, but my books are, realistically, I wrote them for children to read to their parents. So for me, I wondered, well, if there's people that have literacy issues, are they going into the library? Maybe not. Are they going into McNally's or Indigo or whatever, buying books? Maybe not. Are they reading the newspaper? Oh, no, I don't think so. So who are they learning from? They're learning from their children. So I wanted these books to be a children's book, to be brought home from the school libraries or from the libraries, and the children bring them and read them to the parents. And then the parents can realize that there is someone like them, that there is a place to go to get help and to ask for help and not to be ashamed. So it's for me, hopefully, that the parents can, they can find hope for themselves, that it's never too late to learn.
And so tell me a little bit about, that's those first couple of books. So tell me a little bit about the new book, Libraries, Books and Words, Oh My.
So I have a love for The Wizard of Oz, if you can't tell by the title. So this is it's of course fiction and nonfiction put together for me. But this was also a book that I had been working with my tutor, and my tutor, Lisa, she's my tutor, and she's still my tutor, and we meet every Sunday, and we're 26 years in, so I meet with her. I love my tutor. And basically, when we started learning, and I started learning more, she kind of told me a story, and she said, you know, Carrie, when I was with my parents took my whole family every Wednesday, rain or shine, to our local library. And she said she had such wonderful memories of that. And so she kind of gently thought that I should take my children that were growing. And of course I thought, are you crazy? Why would I go to a library? And so, because I was afraid of words and all of that fun stuff. And in that, I realized when I was sitting there, I understood that she was right. Just because it was my fear, I didn't want to place that fear on my children, and I wanted my children to experience the library. And when I went there, so there's a part in the book where it's me walking through, I'll just flip to this page because this is my favorite page, but so it is, you know, me walking through the library, and that's where, you know, libraries, books, and words, oh my. Well, it's just like lions and tigers and bears, oh my. I was afraid to go into the library. I was really, really afraid. But once I focused on my children, my kids had so much fun at the library. They experienced everything there. Their library card, they thought it was their little Visa MasterCard. They, you know, they had so much ownership with their own card, their own books. And so this is, you know, a bit about, it's all of that story and how wonderful your public library can be, and how more people have to get out and experience the library as a family or as an individual.
Well, and we've heard that argument so much recently about how important our libraries are, and the risk of losing our services. And so it's wonderful to have more resources to talk about how important those libraries are to all families, to new Canadians, to families who've been here for years.
For tutors to get resources, like it's endless value.
And the best part is that it's not a MasterCard that you have to pay a bill if you get your books back on time. So now this book it's also won an award for you.
Yes, it has won a Moonbeam Award, it received bronze. So I'm very proud of this. I'm just very proud because it's always scary putting your book out there, but it was like across like the world. So it was I feel very honored with this award.
Well, Carrie, that's all the time we have for today. It's been such a delight to talk to you. Now, just before we go, can you tell me quickly where people can find your books?
Your public library.
Of course.
You can get it from there, but you can also get it from Amazon and McNally's and online from my website.
Well, thank you, Carrie.
Thank you.
I'm Danica Lorer, and this has been Lit Happens. You can find past episodes by going to Shaw TV Saskatoon on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook or Twitter, and you can send me an email at danicalorer@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.